it doesn't obliterate the possibilities and chances of
future disagreements coming up, especially in the run-up.
Exactly. Things like that are possible.
The ruling party thinks that in the Southeast, they can really, one of the jokers is that they can get the Southeast on board by pointing out that this is 2019 elections. If the current president wins the second term, the presidency is supposed to swing back south to the southern part of the country for the next 8 years after he's done 8 years, assuming he wins the next election. That after that, we'll be talking of 2023, that if he swings back south, the Southwest has already had a shot at the presidency in this dispensation. So has the South-South. The only zone that has not had a shot at it is the Southeast. That's so. In return for promising that it will be the Southeast's turn in 2023, the Southeast should support the re-election of the current president to ensure that that other part of the ambition can become a reality. One of your predecessors, as a matter of fact, is one of the spearheads of this, and I'm talking about Dr. Jizo Kalu. The PDP would appear to be at a disadvantage in that regard, in the sense that if a PDP candidate wins this presidential election, except for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who has said if he wins, he will serve only one term. But that is a promise made now. None of the others has indicated that same promise. So one can assume that they will want to serve full terms. That would then mean the Southeast doesn't get the opportunity until way after that 8 years has elapsed, which may then be 2027. What do you make of this? I mean, you are one of the governors. I'm sure you've heard this. I'm not the first person saying this.
I've heard it. But I want to shock you. I, as Dr. Okezie victim, as governor of Abia, cannot speak for Southeast. Southeast has become, and then on that same vein, Chief Dr. Jizo Kalu, former governor of Abia, knows he can't speak for Southeast. Southeast has become more sophisticated, more dynamic, more politically aware, and more touchy and sensitive than it was when he was governor. He has lost touch of how Southeast, how dynamic, you know, our area has become. However, if politics was mathematics, where 1 + 1 must result to 2, that would have been so. But anybody who is sincere and fair to the current leadership at the center must be willing to speak the truth all the time. If there are things the Southeast people would love to hear or see happen, there are things that could be addressed in the immediate present. Again, I am a very, 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 very strong believer in the fact that power is too big a thing for God to leave in the hand of man alone. Man can do all he wants to do, but ultimately, you can't become unless God says, yes, you will. But we are in Nigeria. You just did some analysis, and then it's clear that all the other zones in the south have had a shot. For whatever thing it is worth. If this is one Nigeria, what other factors should change that truth? There's no other factor that will change the truth. And I strongly, some of us have our views, which may be personal. But when it comes to the collective interest of Ndibo, I would never bargain shop or go into discussions unless I have the mandate of my people to so speak. And we have a forum. We have the Governors Forum, we have Ohaneze, we have Imobi. At the end of the day, we come together and look at our circumstance. And then whatever we agree.
Do you think you will have that agreement? Because one of the things that people talk about with the Southeast is that unlike the Southwest and the North, who have more centralized systems, in the Southeast, things are more individualistic, as you've pointed out, that, look, they're very touchy. They don't like this whole idea of somebody from the top dictating what will happen to the bottom, or at the bottom, and so on. So, and that seems in itself politically to be a problem, because sometimes there are so many voices speaking, you don't actually know who represents the interest of the generality. I don't know if what I'm saying has any...
Of course, yes.
So, as you are addressing this, please address that along with it. Do you think that really is a problem, or it isn't? Or maybe it's just people outside looking in who think it's a problem?
It is not a problem at all. The only thing that the Southeast, as a people, there are the things we are more Republican in nature, and then our people also like to express themselves. We are very expressive, you know. But having said that, we have come to understand that there is need for us to speak. And Nigerians know. This area have spoken in one voice before, though it ended in a very monumental tragedy.
Yes, indeed.
They can afford to muster the willpower to take a decision. Nobody should take it for granted that our people
will not speak with one voice.
Again, when you continue to press a people and you're pressing them against the wall, it will be unlikely that they will all agree to perish without a fight. It will be unlikely. Knowing my people very well, it will be unlikely. And then as you do that, you know, I studied some chemistry.
Yes, you're a clinical biochemist.
Yes, as you add pressure, the mobility of atoms become more frequent.
Yes, because they're trying to escape from the limited space that you have.
Exactly. And the propensity to react becomes higher. So we were trying to see, you know, how the nation perceives, how the parties look at us. You know, at the end of the day, circumstances, even if people thought, circumstances will force us. And we're getting to that point where we are now meeting and we're talking, and we are reaching agreements and consensus for and on behalf of our people to see how best. Because at the end of the day, the superiority of an argument cannot be, you know, sacrificed on the altar of political expediency, personal aggrandizement, you know, saying the kind of things you want. Because it's easy to say the kind of things
that people want to hear.
That the presidency wants to hear. But it's also nice to say there are things that could be addressed in the immediate present so that confidence will be built, people will become more agreeable to the fact that, yes, it's a possibility. Because if you want me to become the driver of a vehicle someday, and I'm in the boot, not even at the back seat, I can't even see how steering is managed, and you ask me to remain in the boot there, that eventually
it will be my turn.
It will be my turn to drive. How am I going to know that to drive I have to manage the steering? I'm not talking about the front seat. Let me stay behind, but inside the vehicle, I'll be looking at the driver, I'll be watching what is happening, and then when you make such promise, then you know. So I think there are things we need to, you know, begin to do, so that confidence will be built, and our people will begin to say, oh yes, there seems to be, you know, and then hoping that will be enough to turn the switch in terms of their allegiance, what they think, and where
they think they should go.
They should go. Honestly, the groundswell is huge. The support is huge. Our people think that we have done well. They think that under our circumstance. But what gives me joy is that our appetite to serve is still as fresh as it was in 2015. In fact, it's even higher now.
But you're going to have some formidable opposition if you eventually, when you eventually contest. You're going to have some formidable opposition.
Unfortunately, I do not think, unfortunately, I do not think, because I'm also waiting to see. Anybody who is coming to run will show us what he has done. Because in 2019, you have to tell the people, there is nobody who is coming straight from the mother's womb. So if you have worked anywhere before, bring your credentials. In fact, we are challenging, is it possible for us to get a reference from where you worked before? Because for some people that are shouting, if you ask those they worked before to give them a reference, they will be employed as gatekeeper. Because their record, their footprints, tears, sorrow, blood. And God will not allow such people to. So I don't see them, because I said there's some of the people who come around me say in 2019, you will only be allowed to place poster on your work. If you worked on Facebook, you place poster on your Facebook. I won't do a flyover, you place poster. I just did a Ejimba Stadium because I put poster there. Why? Go and put where you worked or where, whatever. If it is transfer you brought to your village, put there. You know, and then, you know, for many years, we are waiting to hear their ideas. What is it they want to do? What are they offering Abia people? It's enough to criticize somebody and say, yes, you did the road in Aba. Why didn't you do another flyover at Ubudochi?
As well as the people who are saying that you have empowered, among the people you have empowered mortuary attendants and coffin makers. Did you hear that?
Why?
Yes, that there are more coffin makers and mortuary attendants now in Abia State than before you became governor.
Is that not a vocation? Those who work in mortuary are trained by morbid anatomists. You need to be smart in school to study morbid anatomy. And it is not easy to do a coffin. You haven't seen coffins that cost 300,000 naira or even 1 million naira.
Oh, yes.
Even those people, are they not going to be buried in coffins? The 5,600 cooks now, are they mortuary attendants? All those people that are doing shoes, that went to China, that did 50,000 pairs of shoes for the military, and they are proud shoe and garment makers, are they mortuary attendants? Where did they get that?
Your Excellency, I left that till last. Good luck, Your Excellency, and thank you for your time. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you.